My Google presentation is on basic copyright for kids, and I have used the Library Media Technology Standards for grades 5 and 6. And a brief description of my lesson is that students will learn about basic copyright law and that it really does apply to them even though they're just kids. They will complete an anticipation guide, go to 3 interactive websites to learn about copyright, go back to their anticipation guide to either confirm what they thought before or disprove that their prior thinking was incorrect, and then have discussion with a peer about that. They will take a quiz over basic copyright law using Google Docs and then participate in a brief class discussion with their classmates about what they've learned. I've chosen from the Kansas Library Media Technology Standards, grades 5 and 6. These are model standards and no one is held accountable for them, but because I'm in the library and this is primarily what I work with, I chose to use these standards. For student performance indicators, I chose the one that relates to ethical issues involving technology, and in the teaching strategies it is specifically mentioned copyright and plagiarism. From the National Education Technology Standards for students, I chose number 3 and number 5. Again, these deal with safe, legal, ethical use of technology and media. My instructional objective is, given a 20-question multiple choice and true-false quiz over copyright, the student will answer with 80% accuracy. I realize that this is at the recall level, which is the lowest level on Bloom's taxonomy, but this is a precursor to another lesson where they will actually apply what they've learned about copyright, and I will talk more about that in my summary. To prepare for this lesson, I need to select some appropriate websites and distribute them to the students in their H drives on the server. I also need to create an anticipation guide and distribute that to them also. I could give them hard copies, but I usually put that in their H drive because I want them to get in the habit of using that. And then I need to create a quiz in Google Docs and make it accessible to them. I will make it accessible to them by putting a link on my webpage on the district portal so they don't have to have an account with iGoogle, and we can get around it that way. Active participation is pretty easy to do when using computers. I think every student will have their own computer workstation, so they will complete on their own an anticipation guide, then go to the 3 interactive websites, go back to their anticipation guide, have some discussion with a partner, then take a quiz. So throughout the majority of this lesson, they will be actively participating. Adaptations for special learners, gifted students could be provided with additional websites, or they might be the ones to go find additional websites that would be of value to themselves or others. They also could be given the opportunity to create a product that would teach about copyright to other students. Learning disabled students could have all of these things read to them. The anticipation guide, the website, the quiz could either be read to them by another staff member or by another student. The same is true for ESOL students. They could have these things read to them. They could be translated into their home language. I could look for alternate websites in their home language. However, I'm not sure that I would be a very good judge of those. In the group that I work with, I have students that are this is an enrichment group, and so they are not usually learning disabled or language learners, because those students are in an intervention group at the same time while I'm doing this as an enrichment group. To assess them, I have started creating a quiz on Google Docs, and they will go to that, take the quiz. This is an example of what it looks like. I haven't completed it yet. I want to write some more questions. But that's what the quiz will look like on Google Docs. They will access it through my website, and as I mentioned before, this is at the knowledge level in Bloom's taxonomy. In a lesson to follow, when we've completed the lesson on copyright law, we will be doing another lesson, and this is a precursor to it, and it will require them to apply what they've learned about copyright. The instruction of this lesson, basically, we will start out with a brief discussion about why they need to know about copyright, what our plans are, where we're headed with this, and instructions on how to access from the H drive the anticipation guide and the websites. Then they will be given time to complete the anticipation guide, access those websites, go back to their anticipation guide, and then have some discussion with a classmate. Then when they feel like they are ready, they will take the quiz on Google Docs, and after everyone has completed the quiz, we will have some classroom discussion about what they have learned about copyright and how they think that will benefit them as we go into the next portion of the class. The references that I have used are from the Kansas State Department of Education website. I got the Library Media Technology Standards from the ISTE website, National Educational Technology Standards for Students. Those are also listed in the front of our textbook for this class. These are the websites that I will recommend the students use to learn about copyright. The first one is called Cyberbee, and it has various students. As you scroll over those students, they ask questions, and when you click on them, the answer is given. That is one of the websites they will use. Another one is Copyright Kids. Again, this has a lot of things on it that they can look at. This lesson will probably take them 2 days to get through all of these websites. This is one that I just found recently. It is by the Library of Congress, and it's sort of in a cartoon format with a rap song on it, something I think that would interest 5th and 6th grade students. So those are my references, and then in summary, conclusion, I just want to say that, as I mentioned earlier, I know that this copyright lesson is at the knowledge level, but I do this as a precursor to an online application that I teach the students how to use. It's called Museum Box. In case you haven't ever seen it or heard of it, I want to just quickly show you what it is. This is sort of an alternative to doing a PowerPoint to present information. Students are actually creating a virtual shadow box online. I'm going to click on my school and show you an example of something that one of my students made. This is actually a shadow box that they create. I usually give them a topic. This particular student decided to work on a topic that was famous Kansans, so she chose William Allen White. On the museum box, they are able to choose 3 layers which lay on top of each other. She's only chosen one. That's what I encourage them to do as they're learning. They also can choose from 1 to 8 cubes, either 1, 2, 4, 6, or 8 cubes, and she's chosen 2. As they click on each one of these cubes, the cube pops out, and they are able to add text, images, audio, video, links. We have not been able to do a lot with the audio and video just because of the blocks at our school, and those things are usually not free. But I encourage them to include links a lot. When someone is looking at their museum box and they click on a link, they are able to go directly to that web page, and this relieves some of the pressure on them about copyright issues. So that is the conclusion of my presentation. Thank you.